The sky above Zorath 7 shimmered with ethereal hues of pinks and greens, a stunning display as the twin suns dipped below the horizon, casting elongated shadows across the jagged terrain dotted with bioluminescent flora. Here, in this remote corner of the galaxy, the air was thick with anticipation, buzzing with the energy of the Scirolon Hunt, a test of agility, instinct, and survival reverberating through the canyon walls. Onlookers, a mixed bag of locals and curious visitors from across worlds, had gathered to witness the unrivaled ferocity of the sentinel beasts, the Zorathian Bloodhounds, legendary apex predators known for their deadliness and elegance. From a distance, a solitary figure stood atop a scorpion-shaped rock, his hands resting on his hips, eyes glinting with determination. Oliver Muir, human ambassador of Earth, observed the frenzy below, his brow furrowing as he nudged the comm device strapped to his wrist. The holographic screen flickered to life, displaying messages from his team, a mishmash of impatient requests about his whereabouts. "Great. They're still setting up," he muttered, watching the Zorathian hunters bicker over gear and wager their credits on the outcome of the hunt. "Why do they even need all this fuss?" he said under his breath, half to himself, half to Katar. His alien companion, a creature with slender limbs resembling a spider's, adorned in soft hues of violet and sunlight-colored gold, its large eyes reflecting the environment. Back on Earth, toys had been a delightful novelty for Katar, and now it gazed at the chaotic preparation with unadulterated curiosity. A simple game of fetch could get his attention more than all of this. Katar tilted its head, momentarily bewildered. "Fetch. It is a sport of your kind, yes? Though I cannot quite comprehend how you boil in small balls your own prey." "Not like that." Oliver chuckled, a grin nudging at the corners of his lips. "It's more of a friendly competition. You throw a ball. The dog chases it. It's just about the thrill of it all." Before he could delve deeper into the particulars of Earth-based sports, a guttural roar erupted from the depths of the arena, halting the buzz of the crowd. The commotion silenced, all eyes shifting toward the shimmering gate, where a colossal bloodhound bounded forth, its red-black fur bristling with barbed tufts that glistened menacingly under the fading suns. Gasps rippled through the spectators as the beast's muscles rippled beneath its skin, a living testament to nature's brutal beauty. "Oh boy," Oliver murmured, tugging Katar closer to the edge of the ledge. "That one looks hungry." Amid the burgeoning excitement, Oliver's gaze was drawn to the sleek form of the bloodhound as it zeroed in on its target, a drone, lazily coasting several feet above the ground, its diminutive beeps and whistles marking the beginning of the hunt. The beast crouched low, eyes locked onto its prey, a primal energy surging through the atmosphere. Excitement erupted from the crowd, their cheers echoed against the canyon walls, a cacophony of anticipation. "You can do this," Oliver found himself shouting, leaning into the action as if he were part of the spectacle. Or, why no, just smell it first, after all, one's nose is always bigger than the other. His words were almost drowned out by the collective gasps as the drone veered upward, trying to escape. But the bloodhound, propelled by instinct and speed, exploded into motion, a whirlwind of ferocity and agility. It tore across the arena, muscular legs propelling it forward with a grace that belied its imposing form. The crowd shrieked with exhilaration, but as Oliver felt the rush of adrenaline wash over him, a pang of sympathy tightened in his chest. This wild creature was not merely an entertainer, it was a living being caught in the eternal dance of the hunt, and Oliver could not help but envision the bloodhound gnashing its teeth against the mechanical world, an embodiment of instinct tangled with desperation. Oliver's wrist device buzzed insistently. The display insisted it was time for their demonstration. "Katar," he declared with resolve, "it's our turn. We're showcasing Earth's finest." "Your finest is not dead yet," Katar queried, its eyes twinkling with both amusement and apprehension. "Just wait," Oliver responded dramatically, hastily producing a small ball from his pack, a bright orange rubber sphere, slightly smaller than his fist, mottled with years of Earth dirt yet vibrant as it glinted mischievously beneath the Zorathian suns. The ball captured not only Katar's attention but drew curious glances from several spectators as well. "He's trying to lure it," a voice called from the crowd, laughter bubbling under the surface. "Wait till it sees how bouncy it is," Oliver grinned, now completely immersed in the adrenaline of the moment. With a swift, practiced motion, he pitched the ball towards the edge of the arena. The rubber sphere bounced and clattered over the dusty surface with mirthful precision, rolling enticingly away. Like an arrow released from its bow, the creature's attention shifted abruptly. The bloodhound halted mid-pounce. Bewilderment danced across its features as it faced this unexpected object, a strange, bright sphere that was drastically different from anything it had ever encountered. Its instincts collided with curiosity, an unanticipated hesitation. "What are you doing?" Katar squeaked, a blend of disbelief and fascination coloring its voice. "You cannot play fetch with a predator. If you don't try, you don't know." Oliver laughed, his excitement infectious. "Besides, if I can distract it, maybe we can get back at the guards who kept me from food." The bloodhound took a cautious step closer, its tongue lolling slightly as it began to investigate the vibrant orb resting in the dusty arena. Oliver could almost see the gears turning in the beast's mind as it navigated this strange encounter, its instincts battling the novelty of the situation. Could it really be that simple? For a moment, the primal chaos that defined the hunt seemed to dissipate, replaced by unexpected curiosity. "Come on, buddy," Oliver urged, channeling his enthusiasm into a coaxing smile as Katar stared, half expecting chaos and half hopeful. "Let's play." The crowd gasped, then a ripple of laughter and wonder danced through the onlookers. Oliver immersed himself deeper into the spectacle, heart pounding with the hope that his absurd gamble might resonate with the reality of understanding and connection, two species reaching across the chasm of differences brought together by the allure of a simple game. In that fleeting moment where survival edged against an arbitrary sense of play, Oliver Muir dared to believe that perhaps the cosmos, thick with conflict and division, could be lightened by the power of play. Oblivious to the weight of his surreal choice, he waved his hand with determination, inviting the apex predator into a world of newfound camaraderie, a connection glimmering brightly amid the dark, untamed wilderness of Zorath 7. The air crackled with tension, thickening as both the crowd and the bloodhound's mother seemed suspended in time. Oliver's gaze locked onto the majestic beast, feeling the enormity of the moment settle uncomfortably in his chest. Every heartbeat felt amplified. He could sense the weight of history and instinct strong enough to drown out the hope blossoming in his mind. "Come on," he murmured to himself, determination infusing his voice. "This isn't just about fetching a ball. It's much bigger." The mother bloodhound angled its head, regarding him cautiously, as if weighing the intent behind his gesture. It stepped forward, muscles rippling beneath its dark fur. The matriarch's size amplified the raw power radiating from her. Oliver could almost feel the resonance of authority in her presence. It was clear that she would not let her offspring venture into unknown territories without due scrutiny. "Maybe she can feel the bond, too," Katar whispered, its voice a fragile hush beside him. "Perhaps that's what she's deciding." Oliver's heart raced. "I only need one moment," he muttered, evenly presenting the ball, the vibrant hue glowing in the encroaching darkness. "Just look. Enjoy the simplicity of this." Awkward seconds dragged into minutes, time stretching thin as the atmosphere thickened with uncertainty. The crowd's whispers mounted, their anticipation transforming from excitement to apprehension. Oliver felt every pair of eyes drawn to him, magnetized by the tense interaction. Just as doubt began to worm its way into his mind, the mother bloodhound lowered her head cautiously, steps deliberate and slow, as if the earth itself had to bend to her will. Her large nostrils flared and she took in the scent of the colorful sphere, the sense of earth mingling with the Zorathian landscape. "Don't back down," he urged himself, voicing a lent prayer for understanding. "You've come this far." With that silent plea, Oliver took a step closer, arms still outstretched, embodying the tension between human and wild. "We come in peace," he called with genuine softness. "I wish to share this moment, to show there's joy beyond instincts." The audience gasped again as the mother drew nearer, poised on the precipice of fear and trust. She halted just inches from the ball, thick brown eyes locked onto Oliver's gaze. Time shimmered like a mirage. It felt as if the very fabric of their worlds wove tighter together. And then suddenly, almost imperceptibly, she shifted. The tension in her body transformed, muscles relaxing as she leaned ever so slightly, curiosity overpowering the instinctive urge to keep her young safe from this intriguing intruder. With a grace that spoke of her pure strength, she caught the ball in her massive jaws, her teeth cradling it gently, testing the absurd little object. A collective cheer erupted from the crowd, a wave of relief and joy crashing over them like a tidal surge. "Look, she's playing!" Katar squealed, the glee reverberating through its delicate limbs, echoing Oliver's heart as laughter surged within him. "It's working." Indeed, the gesture sparked something profound. The bloodhound's mother lifted her head proudly, the ball held like a trophy but not as a weapon. She quelled the rumble of protest, her growl muted as she regarded her offspring with a newfound gentleness. There was recognition in her gaze, a flicker of intrigue mingling with protectiveness. Oliver let out a breath he hadn't realized he'd been holding, a sense of warmth enveloping him. "See?" he exclaimed, his voice bright and buoyant. "We're friends." The mother bloodhound let the ball slip from her jaws, dropping it lightly at Oliver's feet. In that singular moment, the strange alliance was forged, a common bond cultivated not through fear, but through play and understanding. The glow of the ball, once an object of stark novelty, now became the catalyst for an ancient connection, bridging the partition between predator and protector. The audience erupted into applause, joyous ululations filling the canyon, drowning the echoes of primal instinct that had dominated the atmosphere moments ago. This was not merely a game, it became a challenge against perception, a prologue to coexistence. "Let's play," Oliver shouted exuberantly, scooping up the ball and tossing it gently toward the younger bloodhound, who mirrored his energy, bounding forward with gleeful abandon, its paws a whirlwind of speed across the terrain. The mother watched with an emotion deeper than Oliver could name, perhaps a twinkling of respect or bewilderment, a dance of mutual understanding enveloping the space between them. In the throes of the exhilarating chase, warmth mingled with hope, building a bridge over instincts grounded in survival. Katar and Oliver joined in the fray, their shared laughter mingling with the joyful growls of the bloodhounds. This differed remarkably from the traditional hunt, a celebration that unfolded within the context of empathy rather than conflict. As dusk painted the sky in deeper hues before the emergence of stars, tension transformed into a vivid tableau of connection, bonding intertwined with joy. Oliver felt the weight of stars above press down, spiraling through him, as if the experiences shared by all species echoed in the pulse of the universe. In the heart of chaos, that familiar collision of instinct and curiosity, the bonds of friendship weren't merely written in the dirt of the canyon. They became etched deep within the fabric of their disparate worlds, igniting possibilities where fear once stood guard. Fatigue began seeping in after hours of play. Panting, the bloodhound flopped onto the ground beside Oliver, its body radiating warmth and comfort. With a grin, he sank down beside it, his back resting against the soft earth and feeling the reverberations of a joyous heartbeat nearby. "We did it," he gasped, his heart ablaze with fulfillment. Indeed, they had forged a new world today, one where the legendary ferocity of bloodhound and human resilience intertwined through mutual respect. As Oliver tilted his head skyward, gazing at the first stars glimmering to life in a blanket of darkness, he realized that in their journey, they had more than merely defined the edges of existence. They had illuminated a path toward understanding, a promise under the vastness that their little game was merely the beginning of much more. Maybe one day the universe would know an era where every instinct can find its way back to play. The mother bloodhound stood poised, her posture relaxed yet alert, as her amber eyes shifted cautiously from the ball to Oliver, and then to the elder bloodhound that approached, so much of her being wrapped in the familiar instincts of guardianship and ferocity. The younger one hopped around in joyful circles, eager to continue the game, but the atmosphere crackled with tension, intertwining what had become an innocent exchange with the wilderness's inborn wariness. "Oliver, there's undeniable strength here," Katar whispered, its breath quickening as it watched the elder bloodhounds approach. "But we must remain vigilant. This could be a temporary truce, not a bond." "I get it, Katar, but this is a moment," Oliver affirmed, his gaze fixed on the vibrant energy surrounding them, the rush of excitement, the fervor of genuine interaction that seemed far brighter than the dangers posed by instincts begging to reclaim control. "If I let this slip away, who knows how long it will take for them to rebuild trust." He took a step forward, raising the ball before him like a banner of peace, reflecting the resolve coursing through him. "Here," he called gently to the elder, gesturing once more, "it's just a game. It won't cost you anything. We only wish to share in this joy." The elder paused, muscles coiling, scientific yet instinctual, its predator instincts wrestling with the invitation. Laughter resonated faintly within the fray, colors swirling vibrantly as the younger bloodhound darted for the ball, bringing a spark of joy that reverberated through the tension thick in the air. To Oliver's surprise, the elder bloodhound lowered its snout cautiously, inching toward the orange orb, its expression shifting from probing curiosity into something deeper, perhaps awareness, or a hint of understanding that echoed through its lineage. The beast gently nudged the ball with its nose, the sound of a soft thud marking the momentous turn. "Look," Katar exclaimed, its antennae quivering with excitement. "It's responding to you." The crowd erupted in disbelief turned joy, a wave of relief sweeping through them like a fresh breeze bathing the arid landscape. Oliver caught the exhilaration, propelling the intensity higher as his heart danced alongside the shimmering tides of hope. With a bright grin, he picked up the ball and tossed it again, this time just beyond the elder. It rolled enticingly, tempting the primal spirit lurking in this formidable creature. The elder bloodhound, emboldened by the lightness of the moment, surged forward unexpectedly, seizing the ball with incredible speed. Time felt suspended as Oliver gaped in awe. The transformation was unwinding before him. He had proven that play could serve as a bridge. He thought he could hear the sounds of laughter from the onlooking crowd blending with the melodic howls of the Zorathian wildlife, a chorus celebrating the unification of predator and prey in an unexpected twist. Suddenly, everything clicked into place. What he had witnessed was more than mere play. It was the birth of understanding, threading through their histories and instincts, unearthing a potential that stretched far beyond this lush band of earth. "Good job," he shouted, buoyed by elation, almost heedless of the once tense atmosphere swirling around them. "You've got it." The elder returned, tossing the ball toward the mother, who snatched it with an audible snap, a glimmer sparking in her eyes. She tossed it back, her movements graced by a newfound lightness, her power morphed from a guardian's grip to an embodiment of fun, overshadowing the territory and dominance she had peddled for so long. The younger bloodhound leaped into the fray, urging the elder to engage in a game of tug-o-war, and Oliver felt invigorated by what had unfolded. It was a playful dance that initiated a different kind of pact on this uncharted world. Suddenly the canyon erupted in a cheerful raucous, onlookers cheering, as if they were witnessing a miracle unfold, an impossible moment of camaraderie across species lines, born from a simple game that sought not to conquer but to connect. But Katar tipped its head thoughtfully, breaking through Oliver's reverie. "This may not be the end, Oliver. While the atmosphere here is jubilant, we can't ignore the reality of our world. This will not impress every creature out there. We must tread carefully." "I know," Oliver sighed, and while realization lingered in the echo of Katar's message, he couldn't immerse himself in despair when joy resided around them. But every bond starts somewhere. The elder bloodhound paused, heavy breath hanging in the air between them. The gaze it held, watchful, yet softened, suggested something richer had begun to form. With a few tentative steps, it circled closer to Oliver, lowering its head, its massive frame nurturing a gentle aura, as if inviting him forward. In that electrifying moment, with danger and vulnerability welling up against a backdrop of laughter, Oliver understood that this exuberant framework of connection could lend itself to unity, if even for one fleeting exchange. He stepped forward with tentative resolve, reaching out a hand. The elder bloodhound sniffed at him, hesitant yet undeniably curious, the potent mix of predator energy colliding within the tethering space of safety engendered by the ball, woven through laughter, a sentiment transcendental enough for respect to fuse into existence. "We're allies," he whispered, finally landing his palm against the older beast's formidable snout, warmth radiating through the woven energies of their encounter. "Together we can show them how much more there is to this world." The elder bloodhound tilted its head, as if registering the word self-awareness, then shimmering through its primitive instincts. Resounding growls morphed into gentle sounds of contentment, displaying nothing that bore the marks of potential conflict. The younger bloodhound bounded around jubilantly, spurred on by this new momentum, head high, tail aloft, forging ahead in radiant glee. It was as if time coalesced, as if the storms once boiling beyond the cliffs evaporated into laughter and trust, the elder following suit and indulging in joyous reckless abandon alongside its kin. Qatar joined the fray, darting almost playfully between the two beasts, its soft body dancing with purpose, a reminder of how they all belonged, interwoven into the cosmic tapestry. Oliver, it called, its voice teasing the winds, "This is more than a game, look where it has led us." Oliver exhaled a breath he didn't realize he was holding, his senses acclimating to the vibrant entities surrounding him, the dance of friendship underscoring the vastness of their entanglement. In this cacophony of joyous discovery, he felt the threads of unity tighten, forming bonds that would extend into the rich dusk of possibility. As the air thickened with laughter and play, basking in the marvelous embrace of newfound relationships forged in laughter and respect, Oliver recognized that together they unwrapped a world once fraught with disconnection, a place where an ambassador from Earth and ancient apex predators could find shared ground amid the wilderness. Lifting his gaze skyward, he marveled as shades of lavender embraced the landscape. Hues from the cosmos intermingled as if the universe itself rejoiced at their venture into the unknown. "Together we can change stories from here on," he declared, each word echoing through the kinship forming around them, echoes of trust that would resonate through the galaxy, changing how worlds interconnect. And in that dawning light that painted both the horizon and their futures, Oliver felt certain that they stood at the precipice of a vibrant alliance, ready to guide all living beings toward a destiny built on understanding, joy, and a resounding promise that harmony lies within the dance, waiting to spark like stars amidst the boundless skies of possibility. The arena resonated with an echo of unrestrained joy, an affront to the long-held tensions of a shared existence that had withstood the pressures of time and survival. Oliver took a moment to absorb the scene before him, where laughter danced like fiery motes in the air, melding with the vibrant sunbeams that spilled across the landscape, a stark contrast to the looming shadows of doubt that had shrouded Zorath 7 only hours prior. Qatar danced gleefully beside him, each of its limbs moving in an elegant whirl, reflecting the celebration that rippled through their surroundings. "This is magnificent. Oliver, can you believe it? The ball, it's more than just a game now, it symbolizes unity." "Yes, unity," Oliver murmured, his eyes flickering between the two bloodhounds, whose joyful antics dove into a sparkling narrative of companionship. Their earlier hesitation had melted like mist in the morning sun, revealing the essence of connection that thrived beneath the surface. The newcomer bloodhound, initially striding into the arena with the weight of authority, now moved in titillated abandon with the others, darting back and forth with renewed energy, a dance that expressed their acceptance of this unconventional friend, like bond forged through play. Oliver felt the warmth spread through the crowd as they recognized the breakthrough unfolding in the arena, a convergence of harmony woven together by laughter and a common goal. "Now," Oliver said, heart thrumming with the weight of potential, "we take what we've created here and expand upon it." He felt a sense of purpose clear his mind, igniting the thread of inspiration that had long resided dormant within him. "We can share this method, the joy of connection, as a foundation for building peace with other species across the galaxy." Qatar's multifaceted eyes sparkled with enthusiasm. "Yes, by fostering shared experiences we can transform fears into friendships, proving that what separates us can be mended through understanding." Pacing before the assembly, Oliver projected an infectious energy, his eyes shining with newfound clarity. "Today we witnessed joy, overpowering primal fear. We can't let this moment become a fleeting memory, we must translate it into lasting change." He gestured broadly, urging everyone to join in his vision. "Imagine where we could be if we took this energy beyond Zorath 7. Imagine blending the laughter of many worlds and uniting disparate species through moments like these." The crowd erupted in supportive cheers, a tide of agreement swelling before him. Oliver knew this was the spark, the defining moment that could reverberate through the interconnected fabric of the cosmos. And as he stood before the assembled beings, he felt the essence of something greater than himself, woven into the heartbeat of the universe. Each species had its own place, its own voice, their collective vibrancy amplifying their strength. In a moment of clarity, he saw a vision form beneath the burgeoning dawn, a galactic council, a coalition of allies dedicated to fostering bridges of connection, each representative embodying the spirit of unity. "We should gather a council, champions for understanding, where every voice matters, the bloodhounds, our people, representatives from diverse worlds. Together we will not only advocate for coexistence, but we will celebrate the beauty of our differences through games, exchanges, and shared stories. The idea hung like a shimmering echo, weaving itself into the hearts of those gathered. Enthusiastic nods and cheers burst forth, a resonating affirmation that echoed through the canyon. As the cheer morphed into a harmonious call to action, his vision bore weight, solidified in collective resolve. "We need representatives," Oliver continued, his voice dancing with excitement. "Who can champion this message? Leaders among our ranks who understand the quiet power of collaboration. We'll exchange ideas, traditions, and games traditions of our home worlds. We'll hold festivals that invite the worlds into our rhythm, even provide platforms for conflict resolution through our shared participation." The excitement grew, a fervor rising in the crowd as they envisioned the gatherings and interspecies camaraderie that could spring forth from Oliver's impassioned plea. The Bloodhounds, once fierce embodiments of dominance, could become ambassadors of friendship, eager participants in this movement towards deeper understanding. As if sensing the promise blooming in the arena, the older Bloodhound turned, nudging the younger, but caught its eye on Oliver, reverberations of connection sparking to life where once had stood tension. Oliver felt a warm trickle of belonging surge within his chest. And it was at that pivotal moment, when laughter radiated through the clamor of newly forged intentions, that Oliver made a simple request. "Will you join me?" He beckoned, his heart igniting with hope, his gaze intense yet inviting. "Together we can change the narrative of our existence. Will you help me sow the seeds of hope?" And among the chorus of enthusiastic cries and laughter, the two Bloodhounds lowered their heads as if sharing a secret, a collective decision echoing within their essence. The elder Bloodhound, muscles rippling, stepped closer, taking the space beside Oliver, a protective presence radiating commitment, loyalty honored through the games now echoing beyond understanding. "Yes," Katar shouted, its voice drowning in the upbeat melody of validation and excitement unleashed throughout the crowd. "We will stand together," a voice emerged, rising from the assembly that burgeoned around them. A Nixian, tall, luminescent, with shifting colors reflecting the joys of understanding, stepped forward, holding out its hand in solidarity. "We believe in this vision. I would be honored to represent our world." One by one, other representatives began to follow suit. A small Thraxian grasped Oliver's arm with fervent excitement. "Count me in. Together we can become the voice of hope." And as if propelled by the stirring winds of connection, more beings began to materialize, each calling forth their willingness to join in, their eyes shining with commingled energy, ready for exploration, a vast patchwork of hope celebrating the tenets of unity. The possibilities surged with each voice raised in support. Bonded strength blossomed into a tide of determination that embraced the remnants of fear. Oliver's heart soared as he watched the various beings step forward, eager to contribute to this grand effort for shared understanding, each soul illuminating a path through the darkness with the vibrancy of life. "Together we are stronger," he bellowed, echoing the sentiments of those around him. "We honor the stories of our worlds, and together we will weave new tapestries of existence." The assembly erupted into joyous chants, an impromptu symphony that reverberated across the canyon walls, mimicking the pulsations of the universe itself. The momentum carried through the arena, each being invigorating the spirit of unity felt in every heart. And as the first rays of sunlight haloed the horizon's edge, Oliver felt the gentle tendrils of dawn embrace him, a silent reminder that a greater adventure lay just ahead, an invitation to explore the vast cosmos armed with compassion, curiosity, and collaboration. With laughter embodying their spirits, the newly formed Galactic Council cheerfully celebrated this monumental shift, ready to forge a future where understanding would triumph over discord, where every species would come together. "Tomorrow begins our journey," Oliver declared, strength pooling within him, propelling him through the vibrant sea of eager souls. "Together we will make history." And so, the dawn unfurled with brilliant hues, each color morphing into new paths and stories yet to be written, illuminating the endless potential lying just beyond the horizon. United, they stood poised for adventure, the champions of connection, explorers of shared experience, ready to embark on a quest that promised to echo throughout the stars. As laughter intertwined with hope, a promise emerged in the very essence of their gathering, a resolve set deep within their hearts, forging a new kind of legacy among the cosmos, beckoning them to engage in a future flourishing with the vibrant, unyielding spirit that had sparked their journey. With that promise they embraced the dawn. Their adventure awaited, waiting only for their discovery, an endless tapestry interwoven with compassion, excitement, and the radiant glow of unity echoing through the boundless realms of existence. Together, they would rise, champions of hope, exploring the vast and magnificent cosmos while making room for all to thrive and flourish. The laughter radiated through the clearing like the murmurs of a long-awaited reunion. Owen basked in the warmth of the moment. The energy thrumming around him was unlike anything he had ever encountered. It felt electric, alive with potential. The two bloodhounds, with their powerful frames glistening under the moonlight, batted the worn orange ball back and forth, their bond awakening an infectious spirit of camaraderie in the crowd of onlookers. K-Tar sidled closer, its limbs creating a flickering shadow play against the ground, echoing the spirited frenzy of the game. "I can hardly believe what we're witnessing, Owen. They're actually enjoying each other's company. The unthinkable has become a reality." Owen chuckled, tossing the ball aloft once again. It's a simple act, but one filled with profound meaning. Who knew such a small object could communicate more than words ever could? The younger bloodhound snatched the ball mid-air, its triumphant yip echoing in the night air. It felt as if each playful interaction drew tighter bonds, not only between the creatures themselves but also amongst those watching from across the wide inclusive variety of species gathered. Owen's heart swelled with hope. Perhaps these connections could extend beyond play, intertwining their destinies in ways he had yet to comprehend. "What if we could gather representatives from other planets?" K-Tar suggested, a glimmer of excitement in its multifaceted eyes. "We could create an annual festival focused on games. An intergalactic feast of laughter and tradition." "Imagine how many beings we could bring together," Owen mused, his mind wandering through the possibilities. "With every game we'd share stories, customs, every thread contributing to a greater tapestry of understanding." He watched the elder bloodhound, who stood sentinel yet now seemed softer, more relaxed, observing the joyful antics of its kin. The elder turned to Owen again, its keen eyes revealing an ancient wisdom. "We have seen many things and endured generations of suspicion and wariness. You have instigated a change amongst us, a flicker of hope that some may foster true connections." "Yes," K-Tar chimed in. "From games to stories we could cultivate understanding, laying groundwork for alliances beyond the games we play, like music, dance, and art. We can channel our experiences into understanding how to coexist." Encouraged by their camaraderie, Owen stood tall, purpose surging within him. "If we can overcome the instinctual barriers that separate us, there's no telling where this path might lead. We can establish something more significant than just temporary alliances. Will aid in building a community that transcends species and planets." The laughter of the crowd echoed through the darkness, blending with the natural symphony of Zorath's 7 night creatures, joining in like an ancient choir celebrating this commitment to a new narrative. The air was thick with hope, and Owen felt it vibrating under his fingertips. "But we need levels of organization," he murmured, thinking aloud. "An inclusive council representing various species, each one bringing their unique heritage to the table. A guiding alliance." "Yes," K-Tar exclaimed, a burst of glee illuminating its features. "We must structure our conversations. If we craft guidelines for interspecies communication, we can channel what we've learned here into formal channels promoting participation and understanding." As anticipation filled the air, Owen looked around, feeling more resolute than he had known possible. No longer merely an ambassador, he envisioned himself as a bridge and emissary who would guide others down paths once thought too treacherous to tread. Equip every one of us to forge bonds with aliens, to host cross-cultural dialogues and educational exchanges. This is just the beginning. The elder bloodhound tilted its head, weighing the notion and its implications. Then it stepped forward, nudging Owen gently with its snout, a gesture that resonated deeply across the crowd. "We will gather," it affirmed, voice deep and resonant, "and we shall offer you our loyalty and partnership." Owen's heart soared. Together, we will weave deep connections, threaded through the laughter and stories of every species. We will never forget what we achieved here today. As the events of the evening unfurled before him, the fires of determination dancing in Owen's soul echoed the higher stakes that came with this newfound responsibility. He needed to honor the trust given to him, cultivating the fragile seedlings of unity into a vibrant garden that would last. Let's begin with steps to define our gathering, a council meeting of sorts. Who will we invite first? He asked, invigorated by the endless paths that lay ahead. The Nixixians will want to participate, Katar responded, still buzzing with energy. They've always been drawn to festivities and share a tradition of storytelling. The Quarnath, with their expertise in art, could help craft a festival atmosphere, and their natural dance customs would certainly enhance our offerings. Excellent! And what about the Zorath? Owen added, seeking to weave even more variety into his tapestry of peers. They cultivate healing through music. Bringing their melodic influence into our gathering would add layers of tranquility. He could feel Katar's enthusiasm radiating like a sunbeam, both of them caught in a wave of collaborative imagination for their future endeavors. They began brainstorming all those who could contribute, seeing how each being would play its part. But then silence fell over them, as the elder bloodhound raised its head, eyes focused beyond the festivities. There are others. Other groups beyond what you envision. Not all will embrace these connections. Owen felt the chill creeping into the warmth of his heart, a reminder that they were venturing onto fragile new ground. But we can't allow fear to dictate our actions. The goal is to foster welcome change. True, the elder continued gently, yet you must be prepared. Light cannot exist without shadows. You'll find resistance, unexpected challenges, and not all species will welcome what you suggest. You must be steadfast and prepared to counteract negativity. Katar's excitement faltered slightly. But Owen, it whispered, there may be factions hostile to these new ideas. Without support, all we've begun to build might fall apart against the tide of disbelief. Owen took a deep breath, the weight of their combined journey hanging over him. We'll face them as allies. If we remain resolute in our desires, open in our hearts, we can build systems of trust over time. But we won't shy away from those challenges. We'll counter division with empathy and education. The elder bloodhound nodded, a new understanding radiating from its expression. Its kin had joined in the game. Laughter echoed through the clearing, and in that joyous chaos Owen found solace. He mustered courage, driven by the hope shimmering in the eyes of his new companions. With the cosmos at their fingertips and the weight of hope swirling in the air, Owen returned to the game, the orange ball glowing like a beacon. Let's show them what bonds built on laughter can create, he declared, tossing the ball into the midst of the bloodhounds with a grin. And as they charged into the game anew, reveling in a synergy that roared like a vibrant thunder caught within the sweet cadence of a shared future, the stars overhead shone brighter, twinkling with the promise of something undeniably transformative. In that enchanted night, each throw of the ball became an echo of defiance against the shadows, an assertion of unity amidst a cacophony of possibilities as Owen, Katar, and their intergalactic friends delved boldly into the cosmic unknown, ready to embrace the uncharted realms of connection and exploration. Together they filled the galaxy with laughter, forging a resounding clarion call that urged others to join in the revelry of understanding, promising that, among the stars where every heartbeat reverberated, there lay the extraordinary potential of friendship waiting to be unleashed into existence.